Hey guys, it's Mr. Walker here again, and we have no time for fluff today in this lesson because we have some division to get to. We are going to be taking our knowledge of division to even the next step now and not looking so much at numbers that end in zeros, but we're going to be looking at 2 digit by 2 digit numbers that could be any numbers, and we're going to be looking at maybe some 2 by 3 digits and different things like that. And we're going to be seeing though how we can use estimation and all the things that learned in the other lessons and start putting it together to really get some good division strategies going here. We're also going to be using that standard algorithm after we're doing some estimation to kind of help us walk through the steps of division. So it's going to be a great division kind of day. So just make sure you have something to write on, something to write with, and then click continue with when you're ready, and we'll jump right into things. All right, guys, I got an example up here for us already. It's 72 divided by 21, and it's a doozy, right, to start off, right? So the first thing I want to do when I'm thinking about this number is I want to think about estimation. What are what's going to be a close estimate for how many multiples of 21 I'm going to be able to find in 72, or how many times I'm going to be able to count by 21? How close am I going to be able to get to 72? So I'm going to round these numbers, make them nice, easy numbers to work with. So for my estimation here, we're going to say that we're going to keep this as 70 divided by 20, okay? And if I think about that, how many times can I count by 20 and how close can I get to 70? 20, 40, 60, 80, that's going to be too much. So I'm going to go with 3, right? Be 3 times. So that's my estimation, but I can use that in my next step. So let's do this. If I set this up standard algorithm way, and I have 72, and I'm dividing it by 21, I'm going to figure out how many multiples of 21 there are in 72. Well, I'm going to start here with 3 and see how this works out. So I'm just going to come over here real quick and do 21 times 3, because I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but I could solve it real quick. So 1 times 3 will give me 3, 2 times 3 will give me 6, and that will work. 63 will work. If I tried another 21, right, if I try to do 21 times 4, so that'd be another 21 here, well, let's see, that's going to give me 4, and that's going to give me 6 plus 2 is 8, and that's going to give me 84, and that's way over the 72. So I know that it's not going to be 4 times, but let's try 3, and let's see what happens. Okay, so if I do my 21 times 3, that's going to give me 63, so that's perfect, okay? Then I could subtract these guys out, and I'll be left with 9. Because this, I'm going to have to move a 10 over here, so it's got 206. This will be a 12. 12 minus 3 would give me 9. 6 minus 6 is 0. Awesome. So I can't count by 21 and get 9, right? So that's not going to work. So that's going to be a remainder. So my answer here is going to be 3 with a remainder of 9. And if I wanted to check that, I could do 21 times 3, which I did here, which is 63, plus 9 is going to give me, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12. And 6 and 1 is 7, 72, which is what we started with. So that's awesome. All right, so we were able to divide these two numbers, even though they didn't end in zeros, even though we didn't know like how to count by 21s or 72s. We were still able to use our estimation to help us get a close enough number, and then use that number to keep moving forward the standard algorithm. Not too bad. All right, let's try out another one. All right, so now I have 94 divided by 43, and that one looks a little scary to start off. I'm going to be honest with you, but I think we can handle it. So the first thing I want to do is round these numbers, make them easier to work with, get my estimation going, and then use that to help me in the next step in my standard algorithm. So I could round this guy to 90 and this guy to 40, but 40 doesn't really go into 90, right? I can't, 4 is not a multiple of 9, or 9 is not a multiple of 4, 4 is not a factor of 9. So can I maybe round or estimate that 90 as something else that's would be a multiple of 4? Yeah, I could do 80, right? It's not as close, but I still think it's going to work. It's not like I'm doing 20 or something like that. It's still pretty close to where we're at. So I'm going to say my estimation here is going to be 80. 80 divided by 40. Okay? Which we can really think of as 8 divided by 4, which would be equal to 2. So that's going to be my estimation. So I'm going to think that if I count by 43s, I should be able to do it at least. There should be at least 2 multiples of 43 in the number 90. 94, I'm sure to say. So let me go ahead and let's start to divide this out here. We're going to use the standard algorithm. Okay, what I want you guys to do, I want you to try this out on your own first, and then we'll come back and take a look at it together and see how we did. Alright, so when I work this through, I get a final answer of 2 with a remainder of 8. And here's how I got there. So we had estimated that our 43 was probably going to go into 94 about 2 times, right? So I wrote my 2 up here because that's how many multiples, or how many times I'm going to count by 43 to see how close I can get to 94. So 43 times 2, well, I figured that out over here real quick. 43 times 2 gave me 86. So I wrote the 86 underneath the 94 because now I wanted to find out the difference between the two. What did I have left? And I had left 8. All right. Now, 43 is not a factor of 8, so I can't count by 43s to get 8 somehow. So 8 is going to be my remainder. There's going to be, if I divide 94 into 43 groups, there's going to be 2 in each group, and there's going to be 8 guys left over hanging by themselves. And again, I could still check this answer. How could I check this answer? What would I need to do? Right, I would have to do 43 times 2, which would give me 86, and then 86 plus 8, that remainder that we had left over, that would give us 94. So I think this is starting to click for you guys, but for the sake of it, let's do one more example. Why not? All right, so this time I have 57 divided by 29, okay? And again, I want to start with an estimation, okay? And I want to see, you know, what nice easy numbers can I make, and how many times are the easy numbers going to be divided into one another. So I have 57 and I have 29. I think if I took that 57 up to 60 divided by 30, right? I can take that 29 up to a 30. That would be kind of the same as 6 divided by 3, which I know would equal 2. So I know if I do that 29 2 times, that should get me pretty close to the 57. So let's go ahead and try this out. I'm going to put my 57 here because I'm dividing 57 into 29 parts. And I said I wanted to estimate about a 2, right? So if I do that 29 times 2, that should get me pretty close to 57. So let's do that over here. 29 times 2. So 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. So that would be 58. Uh-oh. What's wrong here? What did I do? Did I mess something up? Could you guys help me out? What did I do wrong? Right, my estimation of 2, that's going to be too big. It's not going to work. So I'm going to have to step down. I can't use 2 because that's going to put me over the number that I'm trying to divide. So instead, I'm going to have to step that back down, and the only further way that I can go down is 1. So 29 times 1, well, that's going to give me 29. Subtract this through. So 17 minus 9 is 8. 3 minus 2 is 1 is 18. So I'm left with 18 left over. And I can't count by 29 to get 18. So I know that that's just going to be how it is. So my answer here is going to be 1 with a remainder of 18. Okay? Alright guys, so we rolled through a couple of examples together there, and hopefully this is starting to make sense. You guys are pretty good with division so far. You've been doing some great stuff, so keep up the good work. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you know how to find me. Get a hold of me, get a hold of another teacher, get a hold of your learning guide, whatever you need. Good luck with division, and please let me know if you need anything else. Alright, talk to you soon.